This video is for lesson 4.2, solving systems of equation by substitution. So to solve by substitution, you have to have one of your variables solved for already. Like here we have y equals this here. And then since they're telling you that this is a system of equations, that means that x and y are the same values in both equations. So if y equals 6 minus x here, it also equals 6 minus x here. So you can rewrite the equation by plugging this in for y. It's very important that the rest of the equation is still there. The 4x minus 3 is here. The only thing that goes, this all goes where the y is. So y still needs to be multiplied by this negative 3 here. And then on the other side, you still have minus 4. Now you only have one variable, so you're able to solve for the variable, and then once you have that answer, you can plug x in for either one of these equations and figure out what y is. All right, so we're going to solve this equation just like we would any other equation. We're going to use distribution first. So negative 3 times 6 and negative 3 times negative x. So this is a negative 18 and a positive 3x. Then everything else needs to come down. So the 4x just comes down, and the negative 4 over here comes down. Then you want to find your like terms in the equation, and we put those together, and then we'll move this over to the other side. So 4x plus 3x is going to give us, I'm going to write it over here. It's going to give us 7x, and I'm going to go ahead and add 18 to the negative 4, so I can cancel those out. Negative 4 and a positive 18 is the same thing as saying 18 minus 4. So this is 14. And then we have 7x equals 14. This is multiplication, so to undo it, I'm going to divide. Those will cancel, and I get x equals 2. So I can go back, and this is an easier equation to solve. Y equals 6 minus 2, so y is 4. In this next one, they have x solved for, so you can plug that in here. So 3 negative y plus 3 minus 2y equals negative 1. Three times negative y gives you negative 3y. 3 times 3 gives you 9. And then just bring everything else down. Then combine your like terms and move the 9 over. Negative 3y and negative 2y gives me negative 5y. And I'm going to subtract 9 to both sides. So negative 1 and negative 9, imagine like you owe $1 and then you borrow another $9 from somebody. So now you owe $10 total. So you're negative 10. And now we just have negative 5 times y, so we'll divide by negative 5. So negative 10 divided by negative 5 gives me a positive 2. And then you can plug it into either equation, but it's easier to plug it into the one that x is already solved for. Don't forget there's a negative here. So like if this was negative 2 and you plugged it in and there's a negative here, it would be positive 2. But since it's a positive 2, it's going to be negative 2. It's like a tongue twister. I hope you understood what I meant. So x equals negative 2 plus 3, which means you can do like 3 minus 2 again. X equals 1. Remember, you always have to give both equation or both answers, and really you should write the answers like 2, 4, and this would be 1, 2. Oh cool, I want to do this one word problem. A sports store sells a total of 70 soccer balls in 1 month and collects a total of $2,400. Write and solve a system of equations to determine how many of each type of soccer balls were sold. So the total number of balls that they sold was 70. However many of the limited edition and however many of the pro. Maybe this is L, and L is $65, and P is $15. So we need one equation. You're going to see a lot of these. You're going to do one equation for quantity and one equation for cost. So we've got quantity, and there's L plus P, however many of the limited edition, and however many of the pro balls that they sold, the total of that was 70. And then we're going to do one for the cost. They raised a total of $2,400, $65 for the limited, $15 for the pro. So 65L plus 15P equals their total of $2,400. It's, if you think of it as like a quantity equation and a cost equation, I've never seen a book explain it that way, but this makes it really easy to set up. Now, neither of these is already solved for a variable, but it's super easy to just subtract P. Now I can solve for how many of the limited edition balls I'm going to, or how many of the pro balls, and then I'll figure out the limited edition. So L equals 70 minus P. So that means I can substitute L for 70 minus P. I don't have a calculator. 65 times 70, so 65 times 7, 6 times 7 is 42, and I'm going to add a 0. 4550 minus 65p plus 15p is 2,400. All right, so combine the p here, and you've got negative 65 and a positive 15, so negative 50. And then we're going to subtract the 4550 to the other side. Oh, is this going to take me longer than multiplying, really? Yes, because I'm trying to do it backwards. So it's a negative, so I want to do this way. Negative 2150. So negative 50p equals negative 2150. I don't blame you if you pulled out a calculator and double checked my work. And it'll go into 50 into 2150 to 200 is 4 times. So 43. So they sold 43 of the Pro balls, and the limited edition and Pro together was 70. Limited plus 43 is 70. So 70 minus 43 tells us that they sold 27 of the limited edition balls.